Hey guys, today I will go through a few more commands like stretch, scale, and so on. Let's start with stretch. Stretch is used to stretch an object or line that already you draw it. We can call this command from modify stretch or this little icon or S enter. Once you call the command, AutoCAD will ask you three questions. The first one, we need to select. I will not select the object, but I need to select the side or the part of the object or the line you need to stretch. Then enter. Then I need to hold or catch this part. So I need to select the base point by click. Then I need to move it or to guide it to the new position. So determine how much of stretching by mouse or just define distance and then enter. Let's try this command stretch. So from modify, we have stretch or this little icon, stretch or S enter. For example, if we have this rectangle 4,3, if you put your dimension linear from this point to this point, it will show up 4. And another dimension between the 2 points, it will show up 3. If you call stretch, AutoCAD will ask you to select object. Don't select the whole object. We cannot do this. But we need to select the part that you need to stretch. I will not stretch the whole object, but I need to stretch only the side. That makes sense? So please don't select the whole object. We need to select only part of the object. Enter. Then I will hold it from here. Click. Then you can stretch it at any location you need. If you would like to make your ortho mode on, so I can stretch it horizontally or vertically only. If you do it horizontally, like this way, and you write 2, enter, the rectangle was stretched by 2, so the new length will be 6 instead of 4. One more time. S enter. AutoCAD will ask you to select object. Don't select the whole object. Don't select this part only. We need to select a part, because if you select only this part, this little part, so this is the only part that will be stretched. Outside this window cannot be stretched. So I will select this part like this. Click. Enter. Then I will hold it from here, from this midpoint, from here, that's fine. Make sure your ortho mode is on, so I can stretch it like this, in this way. Just to move your mouse in the way or the direction you need to stretch to. Then write 3, for example, enter, the rectangle will be stretched by 3. The same also, S enter. I can select this part. So the part that will be stretched, that part inside this green window. Enter. I can hold it from here to this direction and write 1, enter. So the rectangle was stretched by 1. The same, S enter. If you select this part, enter, and hold it from here, you can make contraction. 1.5, enter. So the rectangle was contracted by 1.5. So you can stretch bigger or smaller. Also, if you have a line, horizontal line and vertical line, how can I extend this line to this line? We have a command before which is called extend. Do you remember that? Extend. From this one, we have extend. Then I can click on this one, so the line is extended. That's all. But we can use stretch. S enter. I will select this part of the line, enter, hold it from here, and stretch it to be perpendicular. So I prefer extend in this way, but for this rectangle, I need to use stretch. Do you remember? If we have a rectangle, 300 by 300. I did offset 25 when we draw this exercise for cross-section, reinforced concrete cross-section, this exercise. Do you remember them? So I will do fillet with radius 12.5. I will do the knot with inner diameter 0, outside diameter 25. So I can put one here. I can make copy for this reinforcement to be here. I can make copy for both of them to be here and to be here. And I can make copy for this one and this one to be here. That's if you put your dimension linear between this one and this one, between this one and this one, it should be 300. It's not given, but it's very small, so I can make it bigger. You can select this dimension, modify properties, and make your text height something like 20. That makes sense. And your primary unit to be how many decimal? We need only 0 decimal. I can select this one and make match properties and make this one like decimal. If you copy this column, I can create another column by stretch. S enter, select this part, enter, hold it from here, and move it for 100. So it will be 300 by 400. And I can make copy for these two reinforcement like this. I can make a copy, another copy with another column. I will do stretch for 200 more, so it will be 600. So I can make copy for these two steel reinforcement to be here and here. Also, I can make a copy for this one and make it, instead of 300, I will delete this one. I can make a stretch to be 200. So from only one cross section, I can create many because I can do stretch. I can do stretch. That makes sense. The second comment today is talking about scale. A scale is used to make your object bigger or smaller, to change the size. Most of the time I'm using a scale, most of the time with text. If you write something and you found it's very small, we can make it bigger using a scale. Anyway, scale is used to make any object, not only text, but any object to be bigger or smaller. You can call this command from modify, scale, or this little icon, or SC enter. Keep in your mind, the S alone is a stretch. SC is a scale. After you call the command, AutoCAD will ask you 3 questions. Select object, you need to select the whole object and then enter. Base point, 1 point on the object, you need to select it by mouse, and then what is the scale factor? You need to write something and then enter. If you write a number greater than 1, you are making a bigger, you are increasing the size. If you enter a number smaller than 1 and then enter, you are decreasing the size. Let's see. Assume I'm going to write something here. And the size or the height of this will be 0.5. I will write Ayman and close it. Where is Ayman? Ayman is here, very small. very small because the height is 0.5. However, the dimension of this one is 300 by 400. So 0.5 related to 300 by 400 is nothing. We can make it bigger. You don't need to delete it and rewrite it. No. From modify, we have a scale or this little icon, scale or SC enter. AutoCAD will ask you 3 questions. Select object, I will select this text. And base point, I will select any point on this text. Then scale factor, I will write 10, means I will increase the size 10 times. Enter, it becomes bigger 10 times. Still small, repeat it. SC enter, scale, select your text, enter, base point, any point on the text, then 5 times. Becomes bigger. I can make move to put it anywhere you would like. That makes sense. You can make it bigger also. Scale, SC enter, select object, enter, base point, and to enter becomes double. Does that make sense? If you make a copy, and this one is very big, assume it looks like this. Can we make it smaller? Yes, we can. SC enter, select your text, enter, base point, any point on the text. If you put 0.5, that means I will reduce the size by 0.5, half. Enter becomes half. That makes sense? So scale is used to make your object bigger or smaller. Bigger or smaller based on what? Based on the scale factor. If you put a number greater than 1, it's bigger. Smaller than 1, it's smaller. When you call the command, AutoCAD will ask you 3 questions. Select object, then enter, base point, any point on the object and by mouse. And then write the scale factor and then enter. And make sure your scale factor is a number. Greater than 1, you are increasing the size. It's less than 1, you are decreasing the size. This is for scale. We have another command here called polyline. Polyline is a different way to draw lines. Polyline is here. If you call polyline, but before this, let me delete all of this. If you call polyline and draw 100 times 100 times 100 times 100, looks like it's the same like line. If you call line, I can draw 100 by 100 by 100 by 100. What is the difference between this one and this one? Exactly, both of them the same. But the only difference, if you draw an object using polyline, the whole object or the whole body is one unit. But if you used line, it's a different unit. This one is alone, this one is alone, this one is alone, this one is alone. Let me repeat it one more time. If you have polyline and you draw something like this, different lines, all of these lines will create one object because they are drawn using polyline. But if you are using a line and draw the same, unfortunately, every line is different, is separated. Does that make sense? So if you would like to draw an object that consists of many lines and you need to create them as one object, I highly recommend it to use polyline. Polyline, exactly how to use it, exactly like line. So polyline, from draw, polyline, or this little icon or PL. This command is used to draw lines as one unit, one object. One object. How to use this? Like line. Exactly. You can use ortho mode on, off, anything. Midpoint, you will find midpoint, polyline. We have midpoint, we have perpendicular, we have everything you need. Like line, but one object. That makes sense? If you would like to draw a curve, not part of a circle, a curve, we have a spin line. So we have a family for line. We have line, multi-line, polyline, spin line. 4 members in this family. Spin line, how to draw a curve. It's not a part of a circle, it's a curve. Second order or third order. You can call this command from draw, spin line, or this little icon, or SQL. SQL. So from draw, we have spin line. Where is spin line? We have 3D spin line. And we have spin line here. This option or this option, both of them works. Draw, we have here spin line, this one or this one. Let's try this one. Just click, 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 enter, you are done. You are connecting between points with a curve. With a curve. One more time, draw this little icon. Just click at any point, click here, click here, click here, click here, click here, click here. You are then enter. You are connecting between these points where you put click by a curve. So, for example, if we have a horizontal line and we have this height, 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 and we have this height. We can connect between these heights by a curve using a spin line. Can you see? Click, 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 then enter. That makes sense? So we can connect between all of them by a curve. So how to draw a curve using a spin line. So we covered in this video stretch, very powerful. We covered the scale, how to make things bigger or smaller. We cover polyline, we cover spin line. And keep in your mind, we have 4 members in one family. Line, polyline, and we learned multi-line, and right now we learned spin line. That makes sense? Spin line to draw a